What is going on, everybody? This is Nicodemus, the king of indies himself, and welcome to episode 7 of the Trophy Life podcast, your premier podcast for all things PlayStation. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have a good show for you guys today. Hopefully, we're going to be delivering that gaming goodness on the PlayStation side of things, as well as multi-plats and pretty serious topics that we're going to get to as well today. So hopefully you guys will stick around for all of that. So first and foremost, before we go any further, as always, we want to introduce our other co-host for the evening, every evening. Let's start with my man, Chris, the British Beef. What's going on, man?
Yo, what up, Nick? What up, Kev? What up, Tick Nation? It's another Trophy Life podcast, and we're ready to rock, I think.
You think?
I hope. Yeah, I think so.
I hope we're ready. We do this.
That 2 week break is long. It feels long. It feels too long.
It does.
I miss it.
It does. We need to do something about that one day. So next up, my man Kevin, what's going on, sir?
Nothing much. Slowly dying because of my allergies. I'm like at 50% breathing capacity at this moment in time.
Oh,
so, man down. Medic.
So
damn.
if you hear me coughing or anything on the podcast, I apologize. I'll try to mute it, but
Yo, I definitely sympathize with people who have allergy problems because that's one of the things I suffer with. Like when I moved to Texas, I didn't even know before I moved to Texas, I didn't even know what allergies were. And when I got here, oh my gosh, like every year I get hit so bad. Like I feel for people with allergies more than I feel with people who get the flu, like because I can relate to them. So I'm sorry to hear that, good sir. Hopefully you feel better soon because that's horrible.
Yeah, just got to hold out until June.
Hold on until June. That's when it goes away.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Well, hold your breath, literally. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys joining. Make sure you hit the like button for us. We appreciate that. And then let's go ahead and get into the games that we are playing this week. I'm gonna start with my man Kev. If you haven't been able to play any games this week or not, let us know what you've been up to, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't really been able to play anything.
Exposed.
I've been in the
Exposed.
middle of a move, so my PlayStation has been like in a box.
Oh wow!
So we've like unpacked most of the apartment, but my back office is like the last bit that needs to be unpacked, and it's partly because we had like contractors that were here that should have taken their crap out of our office that they haven't, so I can't really unpack anything until they move all their stuff out. Yeah,
man needs his man cave. You need your man cave, Kev.
So you mean to tell me, Kev, your PlayStation is in a box, sir?
It currently is in a box.
Wow, how you gonna come on a PlayStation podcast and not have played no PlayStation games this week, man?
I mean, when you gotta move, there's only so much you can do.
Man, okay. So nothing really. You've been busy with life, huh?
For the most part, the only thing of note, if you even want to call it a game, is the Mass Effect Apex app. It's like a companion app for Mass Effect Andromeda. Where
nope, that's not a game.
No, it is a game. It's not popular because of some animation troubles, but outside of that, yeah, it's a companion app to Mass Effect Andromeda, and you can send out like strike teams to go do like in-game missions, and then they bring back like resources for you if they succeed and things like that. So
okay,
I've been doing that, and I've currently capped out the amount of times I can send them out for resources, which shows how long it's been since I've been able to log on, but hopefully I'll be able to do that later this week.
Have you had to go with the new update, Kev?
No, I haven't, because the update dropped like right before we moved. So I was not, although I've seen video footage of the update in action. It seems like it's helped a little bit. It's not like a monumental improvement, but the faces look less dead and plasticky, so that's always a positive.
That's what's up. What's up? Shout out to Chris Cobra in the chat. That's my man right there.
Yes, Chris.
That's the man right there. And shout out to Adam Jupiter, and shout out to my boy James Wilson as well in the chat. Much respect to you guys for joining us so early. You get the early bird special, ladies and gentlemen. We have something for you guys after the show, so make sure you stay tuned for the whole show, and at the end, wait for us, and we're going to give you something special. Okay? All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I didn't say what it is. It may be special to me and not special to you, but hey, it'll be something special.
It's that Kitty Power special.
Oh, damn. I don't give out them Kitty Power special, fam. I'm married. All right. So for me, let's go to me because I'm so anxious to tell you guys what I've been playing. So I've been playing Near Automata or Near Automata, however you guys want to pronounce it. As you guys know, I'm definitely in love with this game. I can't get enough of it. I'm on my third playthrough right now. I don't want to spoil anything or let you guys know any details because the third playthrough is basically, I can say this, it's when the game really gets deep. Like the first playthrough, you're playing as 2B. Everybody knows that, so that's not spoiling anything. And it's really good, really great playthrough. But the game, basically, the story is broken up in chunks in such a way that you have to play through like multiple playthroughs in order to get the whole story. And you want, trust me, you want to get the whole story. Like this game it's done so much. Like I can do a whole podcast on this game and what it really brings to gaming. I'm not even exaggerating. I want you guys to get past the doll looking anime girls, the half naked doll animated girls, which, you know, I'm not going to lie, I do appreciate, but get past that because this game is really good. It's really a splendid game. So third playthrough of that. I also did pick up Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap today. It's a 2D side-scrolling action-adventure indie game, so you guys know I love those types of games. And this one's pretty impressive looking. It's hand-drawn, like all the animations in the game are hand-drawn. Absolutely beautiful game. So I just started playing that. And then last but not least, I did start playing Drawn to Death. Now, Drawn to Death, if you don't know what it is, it's an arena-style shooter on PS4. It's free on PS Plus this month. So if you're interested, get it while you can because normally it's $20. But this game, y'all, this game is really fun. Really fun game. I played it with the Double XP crew. Shout out to them. Make sure you tune in to the Double XP podcast tomorrow night. Shameless, not so shameless plug. But I played with those guys this weekend, and man, we had an amazing time playing it. It's up to 4 players, arena style shooter, and yo, it's silly. If you take shooter games or whatever, third person shooters seriously, you might not want to play this. But it doesn't take itself seriously, and that's one of the things I do like about it. It is pretty competitive though, because like I was raging, like like Fame was doing some old cheap stuff. I almost said the bad word. He doing some cheap stuff, man, with his character. It wasn't his fault, but he had a character that basically, when he died, he was like a kamikaze type of character. He blew up and he took you with him. And the thing about this game is first to 5 wins, but when you get a kill, you get a point. When you die, you lose a point. So every time I would kill him, he run at me with this crazy guy, blow up on me, and I lose a point. And it was just so annoying, but definitely a fun game. So I've had a pretty productive week with gaming. I'm not sure how my life has gone, but gaming wise, it's been a really good week. Chris,
Fame was trolling you, man. Fame was trolling you with that.
Fame was doing something. He was doing something. We're gonna get back at it this weekend, man, for sure. And you guys gotta get on it too. It's really fun. If y'all ain't downloaded it, download it.
Yeah.
Unpack your PlayStation, Kev, and download this thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Drawn to Death. Actually, I really like it. It's got a nice little bit of original flavor to it. I didn't really know what to expect other than what I saw on the dev videos. But I was really surprised. I really like the kind of the start of it, where you're in like a live action kind of classroom, and then all of a sudden you look down into your school book, and you've got all these drawings, and I was like, damn, that takes me back. For sure. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a bit of Parappa the Rapper, taking me back to my childhood, and drawing in the back of my own book. That's been good fun. Some of it is so easy, bless it, and I remember it being so much harder. But some of it still is. It still gets me, and it blows my mind. on how a game like that can be sold and look so simple on paper can just drive you bananas.
Yeah.
It's
I remember that.
you're like, this has got to be easier. I can't believe I can't get this right. What else have I been playing this week? I've been downloading quite a lot of demos and trials. A bit like Kev, my life has kind of taken over. We've had a bit of a public holiday here, so I've had a weekend away, a few days. So it's all collecting dust at the moment. But I've downloaded the Dishonored 2 demo, which I'm looking forward to playing. So I really enjoyed the first game. I've also downloaded the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale, which is which is they've got it says it's like a trial of it. So I'll be giving that a go. I don't know if it's the whole full first episode. Maybe the chat can fill me in on that one. But I literally just spotted it today, and I was like, right, ready to download that. And I also pre-ordered another game which just looked really, really interesting called Late Shift, or The Late Shift, I think it is. And it's a live action, kind of got that kind of Telltale kind of Consequences feel about it.
Oh, that's I've seen that. That's pretty interesting looking. It's like a freaking real movie, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a little bit like there was a game called The Bunker, which was that came out, I think it was about a year ago or so, which was the same sort of thing with the live action. So I'm quite interested to see what this game will be like. It's made by a Welsh company, so give it up for the Brits. So I'll be interested. I'll keep you guys all reported on what that's like.
Nice, awesome. So you've been playing games. So this week, basically, Kevin is the only one.
That's Horizon standard.
And of course. I'm gonna pick that back up. I promise. After I'm done with Nier, I'm gonna pick it back up. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's get into what we're kind of going to be talking about today. So we got a bunch of news. For you guys. A lot of PlayStation related news, gaming in general related news. Also, we're going to touch on the. I know you see the title, but we're going to touch on the Cleveland shooting, and how gaming was brought up in the news in regards to that, or in relation to that. So we're going to kind of talk about that and give our thoughts on it towards the end of the podcast. So first, also, before we get into this thing, I wanted to just acknowledge something. This podcast right here, we are a PlayStation podcast. But we do touch on other subjects, other gaming platforms such as Nintendo, Xbox, and give our thoughts on those things as well, because it's all gaming at the end of the day. So we do read the comments, we do interact with you guys, and a few people, have stated, which have made some valid points, that this is they subscribe to this channel for Xbox content. So it kind of throws them off when they, hear a lot of PlayStation talk. And we definitely do understand that, but we definitely want you guys to give us a chance because, at the end of the day, like I said, we're all one gaming community. And I think this podcast overall is pretty respectful when it comes to having, voicing our opinions about Xbox and, Nintendo and things like that. You'll definitely hear from me. I'm not speaking for the rest of the panel, but from me, you'll hear some shots here and there, but it's all in fun. I want to assure you guys of that. And I know I'm a guy over the internet, and you definitely can't, trust me because I'm just a guy over the internet. But as you start getting to know me and the panel, you'll definitely see that our intentions are actually pure. We really don't mean any hateful speech towards anybody or any platform. We don't hate anything, even though I've been branded with the hashtag Nick hates Xbox. I don't hate Xbox. I have no problem with Xbox. As far as it being a console, I do have things I like and dislike about it, just like with everything. And of course, this is a PlayStation podcast, and we are going to prefer PlayStation over Xbox, just like you guys probably prefer Xbox over PlayStation. So can we just come together right now?
Look, man, I'm too white to sing. I'm singing that, bro.
Like Michael Jackson said, come together.
No, I think you'll find it was the Beatles first, young man. So.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you would have to bring up that one, yeah.
Wow, standard.
So. Yeah. No, but on all seriousness, though, we do respect where you guys are coming from, and hopefully, you will accept us. And if not, definitely sound off in the comments. We're not scared to, conversate with you guys and agree to disagree. So it's all good. So moving on.
Nick hates Xbox.
Hashtag Nick loves Xbox. It is one of my favorite platforms ever.
It's your favorite doorstop ever.
Stop it, Chris. Stop it. I just gave this speech to bring the community together, and you're spreading us apart again. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing to us?
I'm playing.
You're trying to sink us. Nah, give me 30 minutes or so, and I'll definitely divide everything again. I just can't help myself. But before we go on to our topics, we want to show you guys some of the games that have released this week. Some of the ones that we're actually interested in. So I am going to share my screen so you guys can get a visual. And I need the panel to let me know if you can see it. Let me know if you can see that beautiful PlayStation blog.
I see it.
Yes,
we can all see it. Yes. So they have a mixture of games. They have some not so interesting games, in my opinion. Some pretty interesting games. So we're gonna kind of like scroll down and let you guys look at them. First one's Full Throttle Remastered. If anyone's interested in that is out now. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna keep scrolling. I apologize for anybody who thinks these games are interesting. Panel, stop me if you see something interesting, but I'm only gonna touch on the things that I personally find, appealing. I'm being selfish like that. So, oh look, there's Dark Souls 3, the Fire Fades edition. So what is this, like the complete, like all the DLC and stuff, I guess?
The Ultimate Complete Edition or something.
Mm-hmm. So this is out today. Okay. I wonder if that's $60, probably. Let's see. Oh, look, a PS Vita game, but PS Vita
crossed out.
And crossed out because it's not coming out. PS Vita ain't got no games, fam. They thought they had one. They thought they had one.
Nick hates Vita. Hashtag new one.
They thought they had one. They took it away. Oh man! Now this is a cool one. Look at this, y'all. So we got the Disney Afternoon Collection. So if you are in your 30s, you know all about this. Okay, you know about DuckTales. You know about Chip and Dale. You know about Darkwing Duck. You know about Tailspin. So I have played all of these games on like Nintendo. My favorite one out of these four would have to be Chip and Dale. I don't know if you guys were on this stuff like me, but Chip and Dale.
DuckTales.
DuckTales was good. But have you played Chip and Dale?
I haven't played Chip and Dale, but I did enjoy the cartoon. So
the Chip and Dale game, it's so freaking charming. Look, and I think Tailspin was my least favorite. Darkwing Duck was okay as well, but I agree, DuckTales is a definite classic. For
that
sure.
Theme tune alone is well worth it.
Yeah, do you remember the theme song?
Man, I'll tell you what, it never ever will beat Moonwalker on the what would you guys have? What was your version of the Mega Drive, the Genesis? Did you ever have Moonwalker, the game?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Film? And it used to have Smooth Criminal as the first level. Yes. Man, that's the best 8-bit tune I think I've ever heard.
Let me tell you this. If you are black and you live in America, you know about Michael Jackson. And if you're a gamer and you're black and you live in America, you have played Moonwalker. Okay. I've definitely played Moonwalker.
So as a white guy in Britain, I'm doing pretty well.
You're doing pretty damn good. A whole new level of respect goes to you, sir, for even mentioning Moonwalker.
There it is.
Late Shift. There it is. This is the game that you were talking about earlier. This is a live action video game, everybody. So check this out. How much was this, Chris?
I think I got it for 10 English pounds or a bit less, I think.
Okay.
So I think that's probably about I think I got it in like the sales. I think they did it cheap for people that were members. So I reckon it's probably about £15-16, so probably $20 for you guys. Okay. All right. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 1 is out right now. And you said you downloaded the demo or whatever. Yeah, I think that it looks like there's a trial for it's either the whole first episode or part of the first episode. So now look. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. But normally when it comes to Telltale games, I kind of like have to see how it plays out on the technical side of things, because sometimes Telltale games, they can be a hit or miss with the technical side of stuff. So I'm gonna have to check out a couple of reviews on this one first, and then second thing is
I typically don't get a Telltale game until it has like all of the episodes out at once because I hate waiting. So.
And they also patch it as well. So then all the kind of technical glitches get better.
Mm. Yeah. By the time I get it, it should be running smooth as butter. And then
as smooth as Telltale games can get.
Yeah,
their engine needs a lot of work.
Yeah, the old freaking engine they're still using. And then this last game we want to show you guys is a game called Rise and Shine. It was a Xbox, I believe, PC exclusive, and so now it's available on PS4. I didn't get a chance to try this, but it looks really fun. I believe it's side-scrolling, cartoony action game. Your gun actually talks to you, so hey, that's fun. And so I actually heard this game's pretty challenging as well. So if you guys want to check that out, that is on a PS4 near you as well. So those are basically the games that are out this week. A lot of games for you guys to try, depending on what you are into. And any games on that list you guys saw that y'all gonna get definitely besides Telltale?
I might check out Rise and Shine. I might check that out. Yeah, look, I like the cover art or the box art, whatever you want to call it. I think that looked really interesting. I like the look of that.
Yeah, it looked interesting. I think I actually, if don't get me lying and get the Xbox community hating on me, but I think I downloaded on my Xbox, but I never got a chance to play it. Don't get me lying. I don't even know if I really did or not. I know I was thinking about it.
Is that because you hate Xbox, Nick?
Nope. I do not hate Xbox. I rebuttal that statement. And I refute it and every other R word that goes with disagree. Make sure you guys.
I'm not gonna let that lie. I'm not gonna let it lie. Yeah, don't gonna hashtag. Come on, man.
Don't let it lie. Don't let it lie. I'm gonna keep proving. I'm gonna keep proving myself to this community that I love every gamer and every game platform from the bottom of my heart.
You big hippie.
Right. So speaking of hippies, let's talk about Wildlands.
Segue. Segue. Look at that. Is that our first official proper segue?
I think so.
I don't think we do anything proper on this show. Oh man. So Chris, tell us about the explosive excitement that is Wildlands.
Yeah, man, a big surprise and well done to Ubisoft. Their multiplayer sandbox is #1 in the charts for March for digital sales, and it's ahead of Horizon Zero Dawn and Mass Effect Andromeda. So fair play to them. I think it might have been on sale. I think it definitely was in the UK. I don't know if it was in the States.
Wait, it was on sale? Didn't it just come out? How's it on sale?
I don't know. I know that we've had Easter sales, so I guess. So I think it's on. I think it came on the second week of the Easter sales. I think it's got a.
It snuck in there and it beat Horizon and everything because it was on sale.
I would have thought so. I think so. I think maybe that. I think that older Division crowd need a new game. So I think they've probably switched across to that.
Okay, so yeah, the Wildlands, I didn't really even give a second thought to at all. I know that you guys actually mentioned it. Y'all mentioned it to me. It was like, we need to try out the demo. I didn't even try out the demo or whatever. I didn't try out anything because I was like, I don't know. It didn't like make me like, it didn't catch my eye at all. I don't know why, but apparently it did well and it caught a lot of people's eye. So
I'm exactly the same. I played the demo and it was all right, but it wasn't, it wasn't like, oh, day one must get this. I was thinking I might get it a bit later on when the content's a bit fuller. Because I remember, Kev, you were saying about how you felt like it was quite empty.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's doing well, to be frank. But I agree. I do think to a degree, I'm sure a lot of the Division crowd ended up going over to Wildlands. But I still feel like the game is a little empty from what I've played. But I mean, as long as people are having fun with it, who am I to tell them that they've made a wrong choice?
Amen to that.
Just like the Destiny crowd.
Well, Destiny crowd's a whole different story. I feel like that's a whole to which fair notice. I am still in the Destiny crowd. I don't play regularly right now, but
you need to go to rehab, sir. Do you know how you're still playing Destiny? You're still playing Destiny 1, fam?
I checked how many hours I put into Destiny, and while it's not like the highest amount that's ever been played, it's probably the most I've put into any game this generation.
How many hours,
like, bar none.
How many hours?
I think I'm at 355
oh
hours.
My God.
On one character.
What?
So, yeah.
What is life for you right now?
Destiny, clearly.
Wow. This man, I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's still good. It's just content is like dry, bare to the bone. But
that's been the case since like at the first few months.
Well, right, but you have a dedicated group that you're playing with every single week.
I'm probably about the same. Yeah. I gotta say, I've got to confess, but I own it on both systems, on Xbox and PlayStation. As we discussed last week, I'm a real case.
Yeah.
They need to lock me up and throw away the key.
Man, you guys disappoint me on so many levels.
Same with the Division
for Destiny 2 next month. I'm super pumped for it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, me too.
That's what's up. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Play what you love, guys. Play what you love, no matter how mediocre it is. Nah, I'm playing.
# Nick hates Destiny.
Oh, don't put that on him.
Yo, I know, right? That spans beyond generations. Like that, they run deep. They'll catch me in the streets in real life, man. They dressed up as the Destiny characters and everything.
Mate, I'm writing your obituary. That is for sure.
So next up, I want to let the PlayStation gamers and gamers in general out there know that Neil Druckmann, not Drunkman, like I said earlier. Neil Druckmann interviews Herman Hulst, who is actually the creative director behind Horizon Zero Dawn. So there's a video and an article on the PlayStation blog if you guys want to check it out. But it was really, really cool. They're basically in this bar. They're both, drinking their coffee, and their waters, looking all professional and stuff. And so Neil is basically just, interviewing him, asking Herman, what was the inspiration behind Horizon. He was asking questions which was really good, such as compared to what Horizon is now, when you first started, how much different is it? He asked him that question, and Herman basically stated that the core concept of the game remains the same, but as far as character development, evolution, and just kind of like a lot of the story details, a lot of that is like vastly different than when they first started and stuff. So it was really cool to get the insight of, because both of them are creative directors behind some amazing games. In case you don't know who Neil Druckmann is, he's the guy behind The Last of Us. That's his
Mr. Naughty Dog.
Yeah, Mr. Naughty Dog himself, and Uncharted 4 as well. So he's definitely got some notches under his belt for sure. So it was good to get both of those guys in there. And he also asked, as far as them going from Kill Zone to Horizon, that was a huge jump. Obviously, were they scared, intimidated? And Herman basically, he's just it was pretty damn intimidating, but they were excited for the opportunity and the challenge to do that. And I think we can all agree they definitely hit it out the park. Going from Killzone to Horizon, it's definitely good to see such great success going their way behind this game, because they definitely deserve it. So really cool interview. If you guys want to check it out, go to the PlayStation blog or the PlayStation YouTube channel. Definitely check that out. Did you guys catch that at all? As far as the interview or anything?
Yeah, I did. I didn't watch the full thing yet. I've been watching it in like snippets.
Okay.
But it's definitely an interesting conversation, and I think a really smart way to not only promote the product, but give a face to certain Sony brands, because the the way that we think of things sometimes is just it's Naughty Dog. When you're thinking of Naughty Dog, you're thinking of that red paw on the black background, just their logo, right? But I think doing interview styles like this is a very smart way to put a human aspect to what the development of gaming is. And I'm glad that they did it in this manner where it's not like some PR person from Sony talking to Herman. It's another fellow creator asking these hard-hitting questions that he understands from his background and how it could translate to another developer. So
yes, it was definitely a great interview. Creator to creator, insight to insight.
Yep.
It
vision
really
to vision.
love.
Love. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, you're bringing into poetry on us. Jesus.
Well,
Steady.
Steady.
It was fascinating interview. I have to say it was really, really good. And as Kev said, it's good to see the faces behind the companies as well. I mean, the guys on Xbox have got it with the guy who does Gears of War, whose name escapes me right now, but
Ferguson.
That's
Rod Ferguson.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the Viking dude, as he's known as.
Yeah.
So it's good to see faces like that. I mean, I think we were going to have a conversation about does PlayStation need a kind of Major Nelson type kind of character? But that's for another time.
Definitely a good topic. Yeah.
But I think it's quite good to see these guys. I think these guys can almost be faces of PlayStation if they need them now.
Yeah, that's one thing that PlayStation does really well, or at least their developers anyway. They make it a point to like do developer diaries to really give you insight on the games, like even before, like long before release, like you're getting like some good insight on what's going on with the game and how it's coming along. And I mean, we're starting to see screen caps of The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, it's things like that I do like about the Sony developers, because you can actually like take the journey like with them in the making of the game in a sense, and you get kind of like more attached,
for sure,
more like attached to the game when they do things like that. So it's something I really do like about Sony and the devs over there.
Yeah, because you can also follow people like Ashley Johnson, who's Ellie. She posted quite a lot of the pictures from that as well, and a couple of the big names, Nolan North, people like that. They normally post snippets from games as well. What's the guy's name who does The Last of Us?
Joel.
Joel, who plays Joel? Come on, help me.
Troy Baker.
That's him. Yeah, Troy Baker does a lot of really interesting kind of on the set photos and stuff as well. So definitely worth following those guys if you're interested in that game.
Dope.
Who isn't
though? So let's move on because we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the show pretty soon. Let us know if you have any questions or anything like that in the comments. We'll definitely address that. I'm saying my man Chris will put a pause on this podcast for you guys if you got a good question or if there's something you want to address. He definitely will let us know, because he puts you guys first when we don't. Okay. So next in the news, PS4 Slim is in the news. So Kev, can you give us some details? Give the guys out there, the guys and the girls out there, a little details on PS4 Slim.
Yeah. So just really quickly, it seems as though that there is a new SKU coming out for the PlayStation 4 Slim. There's going to be a terabyte SKU, which will now be in the $300 spot, $299, and then the current 500 gigabyte SKU is going to be lowered to $250. Even though it's generally around that price, there's sales for the thing all the time.
Yeah.
It's permanently at that price point now.
Okay. Which means it's going to be even cheaper now.
Yeah. So, that's about it. So if you know anybody who's been thinking about getting a PlayStation 4 Slim, it's getting cheaper now.
So
especially if you get I would say folks should end up just getting the 500 terabyte, or sorry, the 500 gigabyte.
500 terabytes.
Right.
What?
Damn.
You didn't hear?
Let's go.
E3 spoiler. No, the 500 gigabyte. People should go and get the 500 gigabyte.
Well, now you can use an external.
Exactly. If you have an external, you can just plug that in and expand the storage that way. So you're saving yourself $50 plus. External drives are a lot cheaper now.
So is Sony making that much money that they're just dropping the price of this thing to just, man, that's pretty low, man. I mean, $300 for a 1 terabyte slim, that's pretty damn low, man. Like, that's a freaking hell of a deal. What do y'all think the reason is for this, like, this price drop out of nowhere?
Probably positioning. I mean, if you're I'm sure again they're making money off of this thing now, but same could be said for the Xbox One S, where they're around the same price point, if not matching it exactly with the 500 gigabyte SKU.
So that's the reason? Because
I think it's probably positioning for later on in the year. I mean, I feel as though there's going to be a price cut to the Pro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In the fall.
Definitely it is.
Yeah.
There's going to be a price cut and a couple of exclusives that's going to drop in the fall with the Pro.
So that way.
Some couple of big exclusives dropping this year. Believe that.
So I think it's that, and I also think it's giving people variety in the market. I mean, there are people who want the terabyte hard drive and they don't want to go into their console and pull out the 500 gigabyte to put in a 1 terabyte. Because again, if they want to send that in for repair, that apparently nulls all warranty. So
oops,
very strange. But anyway, so I'm sure it's to do with that too, to give variety.
Also the non-slim model of the PlayStation 4 that also had a 1 terabyte option as well. So I was quite surprised that they didn't put that in the slim from the start.
Right.
That's just my thoughts on it. With it, and I think it just makes perfect sense. Really, I think the size of games, they need to do that. I think 500 gig is way too small for the sort of games that we're getting at the moment. Like I've got a 500 gig Xbox, and I struggle to, you could probably get like Call of Duty and Destiny on there and a couple of other games, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think 500 is not enough, because you've got to think about actually that probably about 100 gig of that is going to be the operating system. So you need something close to a terabyte, I would say, at least.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. And then, speaking of sales and stuff, didn't the Switch win the NPDs in March?
Yep.
No surprise.
Definitely no surprise. But is anybody really talking about that? Like, I recently just heard about it. Like, I didn't get the celebration, when Sony wins, or especially when Xbox wins. Lord, when Xbox wins, there is a parade. There is like, yo, I'm just saying, there's a parade, there's a birthday party, there's a bar mitzvah, there's a wedding, there's articles everywhere. Yo.
Remember 15 minutes ago when he said that he would undo all of the good work he did trying to meld the communities over?
Unbelievable. There he goes.
Right on time.
Yo, why don't you call the Scorpio by its nickname that you've given it? Come on, why don't you just do it? Go on.
The Scorpio? We already know. We already know Scorpio's Black Jesus. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. It is the salvation. It is,
ladies and gentlemen. There is the cherry on top of the dessert.
I'm just saying, and that's not a bad thing either. That's not a bad thing. It is powerful. The Scorpio is powerful, just like Black Jesus. But
oh, we're all going to hell. Thanks, Nick.
Oh, hey, it's okay. We'll be together. Come together.
That's not very reassuring.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry, Kev. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Switch, they did win NPD. So shout out to Nintendo. Great job. You know what I'm saying? Great job on that. I just wanted to acknowledge them, give them some kudos on this podcast, because Nick loves Nintendo. So next up, Kev's gonna talk to us. He's gonna let everybody know about there's some servers shutting down. Sony's shutting down some servers, so we want to let you guys know which games you are no longer going to be able to play anymore. So Kev, what's going on, man? Why is Sony shutting down servers?
Give me a second so I can pull up the article because I want to get the list of names specifically
of games. Man, they got they got some online only games, guys, that you're not gonna be able to play anymore. So you're gonna be very, very disappointed.
Yeah, it just seems like they're decommissioning some servers on PS Vita, PlayStation 3, and one PlayStation 4 title. You won't be able to play the following games as of July 1st, 2017, online anyway. So on the PS3, High Velocity Bowling, Medieval Movers.
And I love High Velocity Bowling. Shame.
I know, bro. Damn.
Sports Champions 1 and 2.
No, fam. No
more champions.
Nah, fam. Nah, say it ain't so.
On the PS Vita, it's Mod Nation Racers Road Trip, which I will say on the PlayStation 3, Mod Nation Racers was pretty cool.
Yo, that is the only one I recognize so far, for real.
And then for the PlayStation 4, Kill Strain.
Damn. Oh man. So okay. Kill Strain. That's the main one right here I want to talk about though. Kill Strain, if you guys don't know, is a top-down tower defense shooter. And it's only been out, ladies and gentlemen. It's only been out a year, maybe just a little over a year. And they're already cutting the servers for this thing. Now, this thing is multiplayer only. So once they cut these servers down, you can't play this game anymore. Like, there's no like single player to any capacity. There's no just like couch co-op. There's none of that. Like, this game does not function without online functionality. So it's only been out a year. So I'm just like,
wasn't it free?
Yeah, it was free. But here's the thing, Chris. They have, with these free-to-play games, there's a bunch of like what do they call those things? To make you spend your money in-game. What is that crap called? I hate when I draw a blank. But like, basically, people spend a lot of money buying things within the game. Like, a lot of money, dude. Like, and I could see why they're shutting the servers down to an extent, because I played the alpha for this game, Kill Strain, and I was a part of like the people that were testing it and everything. And honestly, it was never really that fun. Like, I maybe had a couple of good matches, but other than that, overall to me, it really wasn't that fun. So I could see why, because there's not that many people playing. But I will tell you guys this: there is a core group of people who are dedicated to that game, and I'm sure those people are very like upset, no matter how small they may be in number. I'm sure they are very, very upset about this, especially after only a year, dude. Like, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like what Chris Cobra in chat said, I feel like the game was dead on arrival to begin with. And I agree with that notion that the free-to-play model doesn't work. It especially doesn't work on console. I think it's a very flawed game model to go by, which is why I think it was a good idea for Drawn to Death to leave that model.
Yeah, I bet they saw the numbers for Kill Strain and their other game San Diego did. It's called Guns Up. I bet they saw the numbers. Right. They were like, oh no. I bet that's the reason why they pulled back.
Yeah, and like, it was a fair model to try out, but it's clear it was not a great game to begin with. One last note on that game specifically, on Kill Strain. If, for whatever reason you were so compelled to go and try to get the platinum in this game, you will not be able to after the servers die. So
damn, bruh.
You have to do that now if you want that platinum.
And the servers cut off when?
July 1st on my birthday.
Wow.
Made it happen.
See, that's the thing, man. That's one of the reasons why I personally do not like online only games is because you are dependent on the community and a company to keep that game alive. Like you can't play, you don't have the freedom to play that game otherwise. Like it's always being held hostage if you really think about it. I mean, that's why I really don't even support online only games anymore, honestly. Oh man, that sucks.
I suppose if games aren't mega, like, oh god, I can tell it's 2:15 in the morning. I'm having a nightmare. Like like the big online free to play games. If it's not doing as well as those, I can understand them cutting it. Just cut their losses because somebody must be paying for it to stay online.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
you gotta pay
they
for
should
those
cut it
servers.
and do something different. Why not? I mean, if it's not like World of Warcraft where it's got like a massive community, they should just let it go.
Yeah, and Sony's really been doing good about cutting stuff lately. Like they're really cutting the cord on things that's not making them money. Like the gaming division is literally all they got. So anything that's not successful, dog, they are just cutting. I'm surprised though, because Sony usually lets things ride out a little bit longer. They're type that don't really give up that quick. But lately, like I said, yeah, they've been cutting the cords, man. No remorse. Wow. So yeah, Killstream players, you're probably not watching this podcast because you don't exist. Nah, I'm playing.
They're trying to get their platinum.
Yeah, this game and a few others that Kevin mentioned, the servers are shutting down. You guys have any other like questions or comments regarding this before we move on?
Nope.
Goodbye, Killstream. You sucked from the beginning.
You were too much of a strain on the servers, so we killed you.
Damn.
I'm here all week.
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, the British beef. So next up, let's stop talking about mediocrity and let's get back to greatness, which PlayStation has a lot of. So next, Uncharted Lost Legacy, ladies and gentlemen, the pre-order details have been released via the PlayStation blog. At least that's where I originally read it. And so in case you don't know what Uncharted Lost Legacy is, it is the a lot of people call it the DLC, but it's not really a DLC. It is a standalone, mini game that stars Chloe Fraser and then also Nadine from Uncharted 4. They're getting together, not literally getting together, but they're teaming up. Not literally teaming up, but they're working together to do some good old-fashioned treasure hunting. Okay, so this is a standalone game, and it's like 8 hours to 10 hours long. They said it's going to be, and so we got a release date for this game. It's coming August 22nd. Okay, so that's some big news right there. It's coming August 22nd. If you
is that in North America?
Yes.
Is there a different date for the UK? I think it's the 23rd. Maybe?
Yeah, it's probably like the 23rd. I don't remember seeing
it. It'll be maybe the 24th, I think. It's normally about 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the day in the blog, but yeah, it's probably like the 23rd or 24th when it's going to release in the UK. So if you pre-order it, you're going to get Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. That's that game, the remaster for that game, or I think it's the PS2 Classic. You're getting the PS2 Classic of that game, which also releases August 22nd. And then you're also going to get a dynamic theme as well, which looks pretty beastly. The game is going to be $40, so not a full $60 title. And then, so they did actually release some gameplay to go along with this as well, which actually pretty damn good. And I got to give a shout out to the gamer 2323. He's a YouTuber. Some of you may have heard of him. He did a live reaction of the trailer, and man, his reaction to Chloe's famous cheeks, as in buttocks.
Jesus.
Buttocks was classic. It was absolutely classic. And look, we all know, if you're a PlayStation fan, Uncharted fan, you already know that you're looking for Chloe's cheeks. They're famous. They are famous. You're looking to see Chloe's butt. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I also agree with the gamer that those cheeks running in 1080p 60 frames per second look glorious. They look absolutely scrumptious. Okay, so
do you know what? Right, shout out to Chris Cobra in the chat, man. Chloe's cheeks are back. There we go. Look at that. That's awesome.
They are back with a vengeance. So I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts on this Lost Legacy news and stuff. Did you guys see the trailer? What do y'all think about it?
I want to rest my pint on those cheeks.
Oh,
I'm going to rest my pint on those cheeks. That's what it's all about. You guys don't do pints, do you? So
nah, I know what you mean, though.
yeah. That's a thick bum she's got right there. I think Nate said it best in Uncharted 2 when he says it's a real shame that you spend all day sitting on it. Because there's some glorious cheeks. I'm up for some high definition cheeks. Let's do this.
Yo, but I also like this is Naughty Dog, so it's gonna be real story heavy. So it kind of touched on a little bit on Chloe's dad. You can kind of see that there's some issues. She got some daddy issues. If you guys pay attention to the trailer,
Tomb Raider-y.
It felt a little Tomb Raider-y to you.
Well, the whole the daddy issue thing's going.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, just because they women don't mean it's
and cheeks.
Just because they're women with cheeks don't mean it's Tomb Raider-y. Actually, Lara Croft's don't have the cheeks like that. She's got the breastises. She don't really got the cheeks like that. And Chloe's opposite. Chloe don't really have the breastises, but she's got the cheeks, which I prefer the cheeks over the breastises.
We would say in the UK that one has front bumpers and the other one has back bumpers.
Oh damn!
There you go.
Oh damn!
Yeah. Kevin, help us, please.
Well, to avoid the over-sexualization of these characters for a second, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, from what they've presented for the story, it seems like it's going to be interesting. And what I like,
is there a story?
I would argue there is, yes.
Yeah,
some would argue there are multiple stories there, depending on what you're looking at. But
mountains to climb.
I'm
Come on, Kev.
it looks like it's going to be a slight departure from the normal story of Nathan Drake. I think that since it's covering a different protagonist, I think we're going to get a different style of writing a little bit here and there. So I'm interested to see how they break out of that dialogue of Nathan Drake and transfer that over to Chloe. But
yeah, it's definitely going to be all jokes aside and stuff. I think it's going to be really solid. The Neil Druckmann, he even said that he's not involved in this at all, because I think Herman asked him that in the interview, was he involved with this new project at all? And he's like, he's not involved in it at all. He trusts that team. He basically helped lay the foundation, and he stepped away. And he said the next time he's going to actually even look at it or play it is during the play testing when the game's pretty much done. So, he trusts that team, because he's obviously fully focused on Last of Us Part 2. So, yeah. I think Naughty Dog has so much talent that they have talent to spare. So I'm not worried about this game at all. It's looking like it's going to be shaping up to be something special, So definitely looking forward to that. August 22nd, ladies and gentlemen. Chris is going to give us an update on Star Wars Battlefront 2 next, which I don't know anything about. So Chris, tell our viewers what's going on with that.
Really, they just had a CGI trailer, which was released in the week. I think last week, Friday, maybe something around there. I was away on holiday, so I'm not entirely sure. Saturday. Thank you, Kev. Thank you. It was a CGI trailer, and it very much led to a story mode, which a lot of people felt was lacking from the first Battlefront game. I did as well.
Yeah, definitely. Battlefront, the first one, it had no story at all, right?
It needed something like that. Even if it was like a small campaign to go on top of it, of a big multiplayer game, a bit like what they did with kind of Titanfall, something like that, or Titanfall 2, I should say. But it interests me slightly because you kind of, it looks like it's a story about you being on the dark side rather than being a goodie. So I think that's quite an interesting way to kind of tackle that game. So I'll be interested to see any kind of gameplay and see what it's like from there. But they might do the whole kind of story in the multiplayer thing, which I feel never works for me.
I don't like that at all.
They're not going to do that.
They're not.
No, there have been other deals that have come out. For one, going back to the story point, they've already confirmed that this story is in line with canon for Star Wars. For Star Wars fans out there, this is in direct canon with the movie franchise. And in terms of multiplayer, it seems as though they're breaking it out more, so it's going to fall more in line with the Battlefield series. So you're going to have 4 different classes that you play as when you're playing as different infantry, and then you'll be able to develop the hero cards that were in Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1.
Okay.
You'll be able to break those out more so you can customize them to your liking, as opposed to just getting like a generic archetype of a hero that you're playing as. So it seems like they're going for more of a Battlefield feel, which, I mean, makes sense, being that it's coming from an EA studio, and it's working on the Frostbite engine. And I think it just overall lends itself to making Battlefront a better game. It seems as though a lot of the issues that Battlefront had were fixed by the end part of its life cycle, but they couldn't get those fixes fast enough, and they've learned a lot from that, and they're going to implement that in Battlefront 2.
Was is this new story? I get the feeling that it's kind of post Return of the Jedi. Would I be right in thinking that? It looks very much like the aftermath of that.
I don't remember what they said, because they did confirm at the point in timeline. I just can't recall, and I'm not gonna make assumptions, mainly because Star Wars is live or die with many people, so Lord knows.
I'm a little bit out of my depth when it comes to that, I have to say. So
but there is information publicly out there in terms of where this falls in line in canon with the Star Wars franchise. And
chat, help us out.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody in the chat knows.
Are there any Star Wars nerds in the chat?
That's what we were trying to say, but a bit more politely.
Oh.
Hashtag Nick hates Star Wars.
Nick hates everything but himself. Nick is such an egotistical bastard. Yeah. But all right, so Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that this holiday season.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah,
it's marketing is apparently exclusive to.
Oh, that's what it is? Oh, okay.
At least that's what, I mean, they had the marketing rights for Battlefront 1.
See,
like they're falling in line with that.
Yeah, they got the marketing rights. Yeah.
Especially because I think they gave Battlefield the Xbox treatment.
They did. EA is fair. They like to share, so it's all good. They're not like those bastards at Activision, or those people at Square Enix, because Square Enix definitely hates Xbox. We all know this. They refuse to bring near to Xbox. And my fellow Xbox brethren out there, at the sound of my voice, listen to me. I apologize on behalf of Square Enix that you are not able to play, this greatness. If you have only an Xbox, I apologize on behalf of them, because man, you are missing out. Now, if you have a PlayStation, if you're a multiplayer gamer or whatever, you're in there. But man, if you only have an Xbox, you are missing out. So I apologize on behalf of Square, man, for hating you guys so much.
Yes,
Okay.
You hear that?
Nick hates Square.
That's the shovel you're using to dig the grave.
What? I'm on the side of my Xbox brothers right now. I am, because this game is so amazing. I want them to play it. Like, seriously.
Chris Cobra in the chat is right. Bring back Scalebound.
Oh no, let's not talk about the dead on this show. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get into our final topic, ladies and gentlemen. All jokes aside, we're gonna get our final topic for the evening.
God, please tell me that wasn't a segue.
No, it was not. I promise. That was nowhere near a segue. No, absolutely not. No, sir. It seemed that way. No, it wasn't though. I promise. I promise. Cross my heart and hope to live. It was not. But yeah, the last topic we want to talk about this incident that has occurred in Cleveland. Not so much the incident in general, but in case you guys don't know or haven't heard, there was a man in Cleveland who recorded on Facebook Live him killing somebody. It was actually an elderly man. So this was recorded. Yeah, terrible. It was recorded via Facebook Live and for the whole world to see. And so, of course, all the news outlets got a hold of it, reporting on it. They're searching for this guy. It's a massive manhunt going on. And so one of the things we want to actually touch on is not so much what happened, but what one of the news outlets, how they reported the story. So basically, CNN, one of the correspondents there, they made mention that when they saw the video, that it looked like a first-person video game. So that's basically as far as he took it. I mean, he kept speaking and kind of comparing this incident to a video game, which caused a lot of outrage, from the gaming community, when they heard this. And this is because CNN is one of those outlets that have historically, blame gaming for violent crimes and things like that in the past. So, CNN has put their foot in their mouths in the past. But there's an article that did come out that states that, the guy didn't state that this was because of gaming. He was just stating that it looked like a first-person shooter. So I want to get the panel, I want to get you guys' thoughts on this, and basically CNN and the correspondent of how he seemed to have related this to gaming. Do you guys think he was blaming gaming for this? Do you think he could have said it differently? Do you think there was like malicious intent behind what he was stating? Kev, what do you think, man?
I don't think he was trying to blame gaming, but the wording that he used was very poorly formed.
Yeah.
I think he didn't do a very good job of pulling a proper analogy, because the thing is, while he wasn't directly saying, it wasn't like he said this man played Grand Theft Auto and got the idea, or what have you, but you also have to remember that words taken out of context or used in a poor context still hold ramifications. And by associating a first-person video game or first-person shooter with this, now the natural parallel will be that there either was he influenced by a game, are these actually really a problem, and start this whole narrative again, when it has been proven scientifically that video games do not cause people to go and commit acts of violence.
Right.
Like, there's not a direct correlation. There are many studies that already prove that. So again, to use that analogy so loosely is what the ultimate problem was here. And again, it was very poorly a poorly used analogy, and it does have ramifications. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's first of all, condolences to the victims' friends and family. That's just horrendous. Like,
definitely.
Sort of thing. It's just horrendous. And I think video games are always going to have a finger pointed at them. I mean, it's had such a kind of a history of it as well. But I think at the end of the day, if people do things like that, it's because they're it's down to them. It's they're not quite. I can't really think how to put this. 7 minutes past 2 o'clock in the morning in the right way, but they're not quite right in the head anyway.
Right.
I mean, it could be anything that could trigger something like that. I mean, video games and media doesn't turn like a normal kind of level-headed person into that.
Yeah, I think when
that's the reality of it. So.
Yeah, I think when it comes to video games, like Kev was saying, as far as studies and things go, it doesn't impact your brain in that way. Like with video games, it's like there's violent video games, there's violent movies, all this other stuff. It already has to be in you. Like there's something else that has corrupted you. The video game doesn't have the power to corrupt you to that capacity, right? Now, you can take a video game or any medium and like use that as an enabler to enhance what's already there. You can do that, and that's just using it as an excuse, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a medium. It's something that people use as inspiration, whether it's good or bad. So it's not the medium's fault that's to be used as inspiration if people use it for bad. You know what I'm saying? So that has to be already in the person. So whenever they make these assumptions or try to throw gaming in there, of course, we in the gaming community, we're going to be upset because, this is what we love to do, right? We love playing video games, covering video games, everything gaming. We love it. And, despite all the, back and forth that goes on between, as far as like, oh, my favorite platform is my favorite platform is that, at the end of the day, we're all gamers. So we just got to come together on things like this. And so, I don't appreciate, him using that as an analogy. He could use a million other things. He didn't have to take it there. So I think that his intentions, I'm not sure what the man's intentions were, but yeah, like you said, it was poorly done.
They're looking. I mean, some of the guys in the chat have been saying that Master Jazz has been saying that they're looking for triggers that's going to push him. That would have pushed him over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And people always will throw video games into the mix. Ever since the Mortal Kombat days, it's always going to be like that. So I mean, they're probably going to look at like the film like Natural Born Killers and all that sort of stuff when that came out, and they're going, it's just it's they look for reasons and they point fingers. It's pretty standard behavior of these analysts.
That's partly why I think that the use of the analogy, I do think, was to portray what was being seen through this Facebook video without posting the actual Facebook live feed or whatever. But at the end of the day, choosing the games community, which is one that, in compared to all other mediums, is still a young one, and combining that with the fact that since its inception, pretty much, there has been this overwhelming stigma of video game correlating to violence. Using that analogy was in really poor form, especially for the games community. And then just to add to that, it's like it had no actual relevance to the conversation. So it started a whole problem. It's kind of like with that United flyer who was pulled off of the plane last week, where the day after folks started pulling out the fact that, oh, well, actually he has a criminal record and he lost his medical license in 2003 and regained it in 2017 or 2015 or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's great. None of that has any relevance to what happened to him on that flight.
Yeah,
because unless he was pushing drugs in his carry-on, there's no reason to bring up his criminal history or anything like that, or the fact that he's following in line with the probation he was put on. So I think it was in very poor taste. I think it was also slightly a way to trigger, and I don't think he thought through what that backlash would be, especially because of how young and stigmatized the games industry is from multiple claims of violence, terrorizing, and corrupting youth.
Yeah, and I think every medium, gets that. Like you say, gaming's young and stuff, and So they've been trying to do that. They've been trying to throw that curveball from the beginning with gaming. But I remember, you guys remember Dungeons and Dragons?
Yep.
Yo, hell yeah.
You remember Dungeons and Dragons? So when I was a kid, I was taught that Dungeons and Dragons were evil. Like if you play Dungeons and Dragons, like my I don't know if it was exactly my parents, but it was some adult figures used to always tell me it was evil, and that if I played it, not only was I going to hell, but demons were going to come and get me. And I like, for years, dude, I was scared to play Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. Like the simple the simple card game Dungeons and Dragons, though, I thought it was the evilest thing in the world.
Nick, don't watch the TV show Stranger Things, man. Seriously, don't watch that, because you will believe that.
Really?
Yes. Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen it. It's fantastic. It's worth watching. But that's pretty much, they start off playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, really?
And then it all goes a bit crazy after that. So you have fun watching that, because that'll probably be your childhood nightmare.
Is that on Netflix?
That's on Netflix.
It is?
That would reinforce
Stranger
all
Things.
Of your,
Stranger Things.
your beliefs in
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah, I need to check that out then.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Stranger Things is really good though.
Yeah.
Oh man, but no, it's like people make up these stories and stuff, and it's just not true. But the thing is, people will believe it. I mean, the mass population don't do their research. We all know this. People don't do their research. They believe everything that's in the media and stuff. So that's why gamers get so offended, when you try to throw this curveball on the slick. You know what I'm saying? Because people believe that, they run with it. And next thing you know, you got parents taking away video games from kids. You got protesters coming out the ass everywhere, and hating on a genre that's, the most creative medium, in my opinion, in the world, right? It doesn't get any better than gaming to me. You can miss me with movies, you can miss me with music, TV shows. I don't care about none of that stuff in relation or in comparison to gaming, So that's why we get so offended, because no, you're not going to be putting down, our preferred medium of entertainment. You're just not. You're not going to spread lies. Now, if there was truth to it or whatever, like you said, Kev, if those studies came back and said, okay, yeah, there's this, it affects the brain this way. The brain changes patterns based on, kids or young adults seeing too much violence in video games, interacting with it. But the studies haven't come back to prove that. So you can't prove it. So we need to stop bringing this up. Now, there are things like, as far as in, entertainment and stuff like that. Like, for example, music. It's been proven that music does affect your brain, the subconscious of your brain. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make an informed decision of what type of music, especially as a youngster, what type of music, you listen to, or like your parents allow you to listen to, because that will form in your subconscious and kind of help, develop who you will be. But at the end of the day, everybody's responsible for themselves, and you really can't go around blaming crap for your actions, at the end of the day, regardless of what medium we're talking about here.
I haven't seen what the guy said. I've only really heard it from you guys, because I don't have CNN in the UK. I know the videos posted around YouTube, etc.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
But it sounds like he said it, and about it being like a first person shooter game. Now, if you tell any kid that something is like a first person shooter game, it slightly glamorizes it in a really kind of weird, kind of sick way. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? I don't know if I'm quite explaining myself right, but
well, yeah, I get the glamorization of it mainly.
It's not glamorization, but it's like, if you tell, it could be anything. If you tell a kid it's like a first person shooter, they're gonna think Call of Duty. They're gonna think cool,
Right, that's what I was gonna say. It's immediate mental image. Like, that's the first time you tell somebody a first person shooter. I mean, I happen to think of Halo, but most people, most kids now, are thinking of Call of Duty.
Yeah,
and they think Call of Duty is cool. So it's that horrible kind of, oh, really? You said that? Come on, and, think about how young people think about first person shooters. It's they shouldn't be playing it anyway, but that's a different story for another thing. we all played it as kids, so I can't be a proper hypocrite if I went down that road.
Don't be hating on the kids. Let them get their shooting McPow. Let them get their shooting McPow on.
Yeah, let them get rid of it. Get rid of their puberty kind of shooter stage. We've all been there. We've all done it. But yeah, no, you just feel like you're just like, oh, really? You know, it just felt like. I mean, it's not cool to kind of blame the game industry, but it's not cool to kind of make it sound like that at all. I mean, that's not cool.
It's like, here we go again.
Yeah. You're like, oh God, really? You said that, you muppet.
Yeah, but so just let everybody know, you know, we definitely here at Trophy Life once again send our condolences to, you know, the family, you know, who lost, you know, their loved one and their loved ones. You know, definitely feeling for, you know, everybody out there who is going through it right now as a result of this crazy psycho who, you know, was not influenced by gaming, but he was just a sick bastard. And we have sick people in the world, unfortunately, that have no regard for human life, unfortunately. But, you know, that's why we're gamers. We're the best people on the planet. We do our killing in video games. Okay, I'm done.
Moving swiftly on, Nicholas.
So that is going to conclude the podcast for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Final thoughts from my man, the British Beef.
I'm gonna go hippie on you now. You know, just much love to everybody. Keep it real in the chat. Keep enjoying your games. And just, you know, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Nice.
Don't worry, be happy. I'm going to change it up from come together.
That's what's up.
We should come together as well. Why not?
Yeah, might as well. So, my man, Kev, final thoughts, sir, before we head on out of here.
Yeah, thanks to everybody coming in the chat. Always appreciate your thoughts and critiques of things. Again, if you follow the podcast, make sure to follow at trophylife_pod. And you can find me on Twitter at Dark Tiger.
Quick shout out to Chris Cobra, Master Jazz. Who else we got going on tonight? Adam Troubadour as well. I mean, thanks guys for all your fantastic input as well. I mean, it's we're all taking bits from it. We might not mention you by name, but they were definitely taking bit, and it's inspiring us to say better things.
Yeah, definitely. Chat definitely is great. We appreciate all you guys, everybody listening at the sound of our voice. We definitely appreciate you all. If you have any comments, complaints, or concerns, you know, definitely leave it in the comments. You know, we definitely will get back to you. We have no problem with that. And what else we got? Yeah, make sure you follow Trophy Life on Twitter, as Kev stated. Make sure you subscribe to this channel right here at the Inner Circle Games Network, where we do provide a lot of Xbox content, because Xbox is a wonderful console that Nick definitely does love and has no animosity towards whatsoever, because I absolutely love it. And everything about it is all lovely rainbows and fuzzy panda Care Bears over here in Xbox.
Nick, you know, you were saying about how music can give you subliminal messages. If you play that last 30 seconds you were speaking backwards, it does say, I hate Xbox, I hate Xbox, I hate Xbox. That's what that is.
The British beef in this beef. The British beef in this beef.
That was pretty good.
You've got the beef, man. So.
I got the glow. But look, man, we had a great time. Thanks for everybody joining. Make sure you go to ticgn.com. That's TICGN.com for all your gaming news, reviews, and opinionated pieces. And make sure you be on the lookout for the Double XP podcast. I'll be on there tomorrow night along with Fame ENT, Crunk Girl, and Sweet Mamacita. Make sure you guys check that out on Fame ENT's channel. Subscribe to the channel. And you also will catch that on this very channel this week as well. This is the Inner Circle. This is Trophy Life Podcast. And we are out of here. Thanks so much for watching and accepting us as PlayStation gamers, because we are the best. All right, we're out of here, y'all. Peace out. And thanks so much for watching.
Man, unbelievable.
Trigger.
Trigger.